281-773-6239. That's Andrea Corpening at 281-773-6239. I can help those find a plan with confidence.
Statistics show that 1 out of every 6 Texans struggles with food insecurity and hunger. And many people don't eat enough fruits and vegetables every day. The Better Living for Texans program is here to help you learn how to make healthy menu choices, save money at the grocery store, prepare quick and delicious meals, get more good nutrition in your day, and get more physical activity. Classes are fun, friendly, interactive, and free, and taught in English and Spanish.
Welcome to Veterans Air with Veterans Hour, your source for news, talk, and uncensored commentary here on your Lone Star Community Radio. I'm your host, Douglas B., and you can listen to us live the first Tuesday of every month at 1 p.m. You can find us on the internet at Facebook, YouTube, and even on City TV. I think we're still doing that. Past shows are available Tuesday at 10 on this station. Today, we're going to talk about marijuana in the state of Texas because I got to bring you up to speed of what's happening. And I should let you know that today's show is brought to you by United Healthcare, helping people live healthier lives. As always, a little housekeeping before we get started. You can contact Veterans Air through the website. Oh, I got to get my phone out. I didn't put it on silence. No. www.VeteransAir.us. You can leave us a message, send us an email, or better yet, text us in the studio on our Google phone, 936-344-3083. Last month, we spoke about some new bills concerning medical marijuana that are making their way through the Texas legislation right now. I want to update you on these bills because they directly affect veterans, the military, our family members, and whatnot, and it's dealing with the issue of medical marijuana. I want to state this straight off, that there is a difference between medical marijuana and, dude, it's organic. It's used differently. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of this, I brought 2 products in with me. First product is from URB. This is a Delta 9 gummy. Delta 9. The next one is Hometown Heroes. And this particular product is manufactured here in Texas. And again, this is Delta 8 or Delta 9, different flavors, different things and whatnot. And we're going to talk about the different types of medical marijuana that you might consider adding. But we got to talk about the current state of the bills, because there are 3 bills making their way through the Texas legislation, and it's important that you know about these because there is a lot of misinformation out there. As a matter of fact, the place where I bought these URB gummies down on South Fraser, next to a top tattoo parlor, I believe. I forget the name of it. Smoke Council? Something like that. At any rate, I got these there, and as I was talking to the girl, Dakota, hi, Dakota, Dakota was removing all of their products because they thought this law had already passed. No, it hasn't. You can still buy Delta 8 and Delta 9 legally in the state of Texas. Well, let's talk about the first bill that's making its way through the House, which is House Bill 218, put forth by Representative Joe Moody. On April 25th of this year, the Texas House of Representatives passed a bill that would reduce the penalty for possession of small amounts of marijuana. The bill relates to the possession of marijuana or derivatives that contain THC and certain synthetic cannabinoids and drug paraphernalia. Is anybody out there unsure that marijuana is illegal? Because if you are, let me explain to you, marijuana is illegal. It is a controlled substance. It is Schedule 1. It is a felony, a federal felony, to possess marijuana. The state of Texas, however, said, hold on, we want to take a look at this because this is a state issue, not a federal issue. And in my mind, I agree with that. Bill 218, the bill would reclassify possession of up to 1 ounce of marijuana or cannabis concentrate as a Class C misdemeanor, which is a citable offense, but it is not subject to arrest. There could, however, be a fine of up to $500 if you're caught with an ounce of marijuana. Currently, such possessions would be considered a Class B misdemeanor, punishable by up to 180 days imprisonment and a fine not to exceed $2,000. Possession of 4 ounces or more is considered a felony with a penalty of up to 2 years in jail and a $10,000 fine. House Bill 218, if it passes, changes the way the laws are enforced around the personal use and possession of cannabis. I want to say that again. Personal use and possession of cannabis. What it does, it turns personal use and possession into a non-arrestable Class C offense under this bill, House Bill 218. Possessing a small amount of cannabis is still illegal. We're just addressing it in a smarter way. We're looking at it in more of a, well, how bad is this really type of punishment. The bill says 2 ounces or less is punishable for this Class B misdemeanor to include up to 80 days in jail, $2,000 fine, and up to 4 ounces carries penalties of up to 1 year in jail and a $4,000 fine. It's important to note that House Bill 218 has tried to pass the legislation in Texas 3 separate times, but failed to pass the Senate. This bill has come out of the House of Representatives, State House of Representatives, and Committee, and has been sent to the Senate, where it's currently sitting. Is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? It reduces the punishment of being caught in possession of marijuana. I say possession because that's one thing. Possession with intent to distribute is a totally different thing, and you're going to go to jail for that. I don't know how you feel about reducing the penalties for having marijuana, being caught with possession. But you, as the good American that you are, you have your own opinion, and you should voice that opinion. For expediency's sake, I'm going to give you the names and contact numbers of your state representatives here in Montgomery County. Senator Brandon Crichton. He's Texas Senate District 4, and his phone number is 281-292-4128. Hi, Brandon. The Texas Senate District 7 is Senator Paul Benencourt, and his phone number is 713-464-0282. And lastly, here in Montgomery County, your Texas State Senator for District 18 is Senator Lois Kohlhorst. I hope I pronounced your name right, Lois. Her contact number is 979-251-7880. And of course, you can find all of this information to contact your state representatives or state senates below in the links, the show links for the show. You should... I'm sorry, I thought I put this on vibrate only. I guess I didn't. It is now. Do I owe you $1? You should contact your state representatives and tell them how you feel about these bills, whether it be 218, whether it be Bill 1805 or Bill 264. These are your senators for the state of Texas. Contact them and say, I support this or I don't support this. You need to vote for it or you need to vote against it. Whatever you feel you should do. It's not me to say what's good and what's bad for everybody. It's up to you to voice your opinion. Now, I also want to talk about and update you on Bill 1805. This bill has been around for a while, but there's going to be changes to it, maybe. Representative Click, who is a nurse and chair of the House Public Health Committee, is now looking to take it a step further on this bill. If it passes, it would allow doctors to prescribe medical marijuana for a condition that causes chronic pain, for which a physician would otherwise prescribe an opioid. The bill has passed the House of Representatives and was sent to the Senate on April 12th. The Senate referred it to the Health and Human Services Committee on April 18th, and that's where it's currently sitting. We talked a number of times about compassionate use here in the state of Texas. When this first came out, it applied to adolescents that had a particular type of seizures of epilepsy, and only if they had tried everything else. The governor at the time, Governor Abbott, said that he would not sign any bill legalizing marijuana while he's governor. This bill, where this change to 1805, says, okay, we're going to change up some things. We're going to, first off, add chronic pain as a qualifier for medical marijuana. And we're going to add more dispensaries, and we're going to add more doctors that can prescribe this. As a chronic pain sufferer myself, I watch this bill very closely because this is very important to me. And if it passes the Senate and is signed into law, assuming Governor Abbott will sign it, then a whole lot of people, a whole lot of veterans that are suffering from chronic pain and are using opioids or, more common, alcohol to manage their symptoms of pain, have another avenue to go through. My 2 cents on this, my personal opinions on this, is that it's very important, this bill is very important, and it needs to pass. for a few reasons. I will give you the top 5 reasons. Number 5, it will reduce the number of opioid users and lead to less addiction. Number 4, it doesn't have the negative impact on internal organs like opioids do. 3, it's easier for doctors to prescribe than opioids. 4, can be targeted for either pain relief or sleep disorders like insomnia. And the number one reason that this should pass is, dude, it's organic. I know there's a whole bunch of people out there right now saying, hey, Doug says we should do marijuana. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that certain amounts of the chemicals THC and cannabinoids that are derived from the ingestion of marijuana has 2 main things that we care about: THC and CBDs. The correct concentrations of both of these things have been proven by science to bring relief for pain, anxiety, sleep disorders, a whole slew of them. But you have to take them correctly. So I left my drink in the car. Not very bright. So again, it's sitting in Senate, right? The state Senate. So call your senators and tell them, I think that we should move forward with these amendments to House Bill 1805 or not. The choice is yours. It's not mine to tell you what your choice is. But what you have to do is you have to get involved. You have to call your senators. Now, let's look at the last bill, Senate Bill 264. This was authored by State Senator Charles Perry, a Republican from Lubbock, Texas. This bill, which would prohibit synthetically derived THC and effectively end the Delta 8 consumable hemp market across the state. Great, that's just what we need. A ban on Delta 8s and Delta 9s. That will send me back to taking massive amounts of hydrocodone daily. No problem. I can pop a pill. I've been on opioids for years and years and years. It's already destroyed my liver. So, what the hell? We'll just hasten my demise. Well, thank you. See, Richard's a great guy. And you're dating Carly. I listened to the last show. This particular bill receives a lot of pushback from, of all places you won't believe, veterans of foreign wars. Yes, it's true. The VFW is pushing back hard against this bill while supporting the expansion of the compassionate use law in House Bill 1805. Did you know today there are some VFW posts that have gummies for sale in vending machines? Absolutely, positively true. And the brand that they stock, just so you know, is Hometown Hero. Hometown Hero is located on Menchaca Road in Austin, Texas. You can look them up. Just go on the web for a Hometown Hero. This is the brand, Hometown Hero is the brand that I use. And I use it for 2 reasons. 1, it's effective. And 2, it helps veterans. Yes, a portion of every sales from Hometown Hero goes back to veterans. It's made by veterans, it's produced by veterans, it's sold by veterans. Way to go. Good organization. I like it. Every veteran needs to call their state representatives and senators and make their voices known. Representative Will Metcalf, you now know where I stand. Senator Brandon Crichton, you now know where I stand. Vote yes on these bills. Where am I at? We need to take a break, right? Yes, we do, because it's already 1:22. We're going to be right back after this break, where you can listen to our sponsor, United Healthcare, and all the good things that she has going on for us. We'll be right back.
Medicare can be confusing, but it doesn't have to be. My name is Andrea Corpening, and I am an agent authorized to offer AARP Medicare plans from United Healthcare Insurance Company. I can guide my clients through understanding Medicare coverage options and help them discover what may make AARP Medicare plans from United Healthcare a great choice. I can be reached at 281-773-6239. That's Andrea Corpening at 281-773-6239. I can help those find a plan with confidence.
You are listening to Veterans Air on IRLoneStar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1.
Welcome back to Veterans Air, the Veterans Hour. Before the break, we were talking about Senate Bill 264, and this bill relates to the production, sale, distribution, delivery, and regulations of consumable hemp products, specifically to ban the sale of these products. The bill was referred to the Water, Agricultural, and Rural Affairs Committee on February 15th, 2023, and there it sits. It can die in committee for all I'm concerned, because I don't think that Representative Charles Perry, Republican from Lubbock, has ever had to deal with chronic pain. And reading over this bill that he wrote, I don't think he has any understanding of how it's used. We're going to talk about that. Of all the laws and bills the legislation is considering, the most important ones in my book are this bill and House Bill 1805. But to really understand why these medical marijuana bills are important, we need to understand the use of medical marijuana and edibles. When it comes to medical marijuana and its benefits, inhalation is the least preferred method, says the experts. So for the sake of argument, let's just concern ourselves with gummies. In the state of Texas, there are 3 basic types or strains being used today: the indica, the sativa, and hybrids. Researching indica, sativa, you quickly realize that they're used for different purposes. Medical marijuana is not going down to the corner and scoring a joint or a dime bag from your local marijuana distributor. Or what do they call it? Street physicians? No, it's something totally different. It's controlled, it's studied, the strains, and different derivatives of those strains of marijuana are created. For example, the sativa strain, cannabis sativa, is found primarily in hot, dry climates with long, sunny days. These include Africa, Central America, Southeast Asia, portions of Western Asia, and Texas. Sativa plants are tall and thin with finger-like leaves. They can grow taller than 12 feet, and they take longer to mature than some other types of cannabis. If you did not know, let me be the first to tell you that when you're harvesting cannabis, you're not eating the leaves or the stems. You're eating the buds, the flowers of them. Typical CBD to THC ratios, the sativa often has a lower dose of CBDs and a higher dose of THC. Commonly, this particular strain is used for or produces what's known as a mind high, or an energizing, anxiety-reducing effect. If you use a sativa-dominated strain, you may feel more productive and creative, not relaxed and lethargic. So that would be for daytime use. Daytime or nighttime use becomes an issue when you are attempting to medicate with a gummy or an edible. Because in this particular strain, because it's a stimulant, if you will, you can use sativa in the daytime without worrying about falling asleep. We're talking about gummies and this strain in gummies and edibles because inhalation, smoking it, is the least preferred way of getting the effects. You're not 17 years old in the back of the shed smoking a joint. You're taking this for a very specific reason. Anxiety reduction is one of the basic and main reasons that you would go for the sativa strain. The other strain that we're going to talk about is the indica strain, and this is what I use. The cannabis indica is native to Afghanistan, India, Pakistan, and Turkey. The plants have adapted to often harsh, dry, and turbulent climate of the Hindu Kush Mountains and Texas. So we can grow either strain here without a problem. Looking for a backyard, Dick. Is yours available? He's rolling his eyes. So actually we should put a camera on him. The description of this plant, the indica plants, are short and stocky with bushy greenery and chunky leaves that grow wide and broad. They grow faster than the sativa strain, and each plant produces more buds. Like I was just saying, what do we use? What do we ingest? We ingest the buds, the flowering bud. We don't ingest the stalk. We don't ingest the leaves. The ratio for CBD to THC in this strain, the indica strain, is associated with having higher levels of CBD, but the THC content isn't necessarily less when compared to the sativa brand or sativa strain. You are still operating under the restriction that in Texas, the THC cannot be greater than 0.03% by dry weight. It's not, in this particular strain, we're talking the indica strain here, the associated effects of the indica strain is, and is most sought after for its intensely relaxing effects. It may also help reduce nausea, pain, and increase appetite. Lena, sweetheart, if you're listening to me, yes, when I head down your way again, I will bring you some. This is the strain that I often use. When I say often, that's not true. a couple of times a month. Here's why. I have a specific type of insomnia that allows me to fall asleep, but I can't stay asleep. I'll sleep for an hour, 45 minutes at a time, and then I'll be up for another hour, 45 minutes at a time, and go back to sleep. And that's okay. Until you get around the fourth or fifth day, when you're going, I haven't had enough sleep, and there's not enough coffee in the world to satisfy me, and I may have a psychotic break. I think I need to sleep tonight. So I'll ingest one of these. I'll ingest one of these gummies. And for me, what I have found is I'll be laying there reading my book, and my hearing goes first. The sound of the TV gets less and less, and I hear more white noise. And then I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. But then something happens, and I think this is aliens. Because I'm just laying there reading my book, and I wake up the next morning, and the book's on my face. So I think that aliens have come and abducted me and then bring me back. My wife says this isn't true, but I think she's an alien herself. So it could happen. The effect that I get from this particular strain of CBD is very good for me. It works for me. Will it work for you? Nobody knows. Not one lottie-dottie person on the face of this earth knows whether this strain will work for you. Because it all has to deal with how many CBD receptors are in your body. If you have a lot of CBD receptors, then it affects you a whole lot. If you have few, it affects you just a little bit. And I've seen people that take it half hour later, they're done for. And I've seen people that eat it and then, they're still up until 4 o'clock in the morning. Love you, Tanya. Because of its deep relaxation effects, indica strains is better consumed at night. Of course it is, because we want to sleep, and sleeping is a very important thing. You should have an opinion on all three or any one of these House bills currently sitting in the Senate. Why should you have an opinion? Well, Doug, I don't take this stuff. What do I need an opinion for? Because you are not an island. You are part of a community of veterans and warriors. And you see some issues that our fellow veterans and warriors have. And these products can help alleviate some of those symptoms. Notice I said alleviate, I didn't say cure. Medical marijuana is not going to cure anything, but it will help you alleviate the symptoms. Now, as most of you know, my family is the poster child for cancer. And I've seen my brothers and sisters battling cancer, chemo, radiation, and whatnot. And one of the problems with that is they can't eat anything. Just doesn't stay down. These products help with that appetite, helps with the nausea. Am I pronouncing that right, nausea? I mean, who cares? I never pronounce words correctly anyway. Excuse me. This is wonderful water that Dick gave me. And if you come do a show here, he'll give a bottle to you too. Just figured you should know that. Where I'm at. God, I'm talking too fast today. Entirely too fast. So we have some happenings going on in the month of May. But before we do that, I want to talk about two very important dates. The first is May 16th. Does anybody know what's happening May 16th? It's Mother's Day. It is. Call your mom. Send her some flowers. Send her some chocolates. Send her whatever it is that she likes most. Maybe a bottle of wine, because let's face it, we're the reasons our mom drinks. Be nice to your mom. Take her out to dinner. It's Mother's Day. Do not forget your wife. It's Mother's Day. Do not forget your wife. Now, I have to tell you this. I have to share with you. I'm unburdening myself. I'm opening myself to you. Some couples do not have children. So Mother's Day is like, so what? It's Mother's Day. Ah, that's not true. Should you happen to have a cat or a dog, or several cats, or several dogs, your wife is their mom. Yes, you may be the alpha male. I'm the alpha male for my apex predator posse. But Tanya is their mom. I ensure that I send Tanya a Mother's Day card from Spike and Tony every year, because it's just great to see her smile when she opens it from the boys. Mother's Day, May 16th. Don't forget it. Boofrau, I'm going to do something nice for you. I don't know what, but I'm going to do something nice for you. The other date that I want to talk to you about is Memorial Day. Now, I typically do a Memorial Day show, and this year is going to be no different. I will do a Memorial Day show sometime before the 29th. I'll come back in the studio, record it, and we'll release it. Memorial Day is one of the 2 days that veterans hold sacred. Memorial Day is us honoring our fallen heroes, our fallen brethren. That's Memorial Day. Veterans Day, which happens to be November 11th, the country sets aside to honor the veterans. Every year, there is a huge discussion on social media of what do you say when someone walks up to you and says, Happy Memorial Day. Because for the rest of the country, Memorial Day is the official start of summer. You're going to head to the beach, you're going to go to Schlitterbahn, you're going to cook some brats on your barbecue. That's for typical Americans. So when someone says, have a happy Memorial Day, you just smile and say thank you. And then come Memorial Day, you go put a flag on a gravestone. Go visit your buddies that have departed before you. Leave the appropriate coin on the headstone. If you're cooking brats in the backyard, you're going to Schlitterbahn, whatever the case may be, set a moment aside in remembrance of our fallen brethren. You'll enjoy your holiday more so doing that than you would not. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do something before Memorial Day. Orlando. Hey, Orlando. How you doing, buddy? So happenings. We got a lot of things happening here in May, here in Conroe. On May 6th at 8 p.m., it's the Cinco de Mayo karaoke at VFW 4709. I believe we're serving tacos for Cinco de Mayo. Also on May 6th at 9 a.m. is the free Heart Saver CPR, AED, and First Aid class given by the Montgomery County Hospital District. It's going to be at 1400 South Loop 336. May 6th, 9 a.m. It's time to brush up on your CPR. May 7th at 1 p.m., runs between 1 and 4 p.m., is the Out Outrun Hunger 5K. And that's going to start at the Lake House at Grand Central Park, and that's 1039 Lake Houston Drive here in Conroe. I think that used to be the old Boy Scout camp, Grand Central Park. On May 20th at 8 a.m., it's the Conroe Cruisers 2023 Spring Car and Truck Show at the Outlet Mall in Conroe. That's 1111 League Line Road, in case you didn't know that. I am definitely going to try to go to this. And if we have any models out there that look good in bikinis and want their pictures taken, please contact me, 936-344-3083, because I would love to take pictures of these cars with a bikini-clad model in them. May 23rd. It's the first VFW members and guest dinner. And this is put on by the Team Watkins and Jay Mitchell group, Realtor Group. They are going to do, sponsor and host at the VFW, a free meal, free dinner, the fourth Monday of every month. But you have to RSVP for you and a guest. Go over to the website, vfw4709.org. Go to events. You'll see monthly members dinner. Fill out the form, and they'll ensure that you have a dinner waiting for you. I am like 15 minutes early. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up, because I don't have anything else to talk about. It's May. That about wraps up our show, but remember to tune in June 6th at 1 p.m. And please visit Facebook so you can see my Memorial Day show. I want to leave you with this awesome song by the Warrior Song Project. And while we are listening, let us remember our brothers and sisters in uniform that today are standing in harm's way to stand for our freedoms and our liberties. If you are wearing the uniform, I want to say to you, thank you. I want to say, I'm proud of you. And until next month, stay safe and stay vigilant.
With a need to bleed you when the light goes green. Best believe I'm in the zone to be. From a yin to my yang to my yang to Z. Put a grin on my chin when you come to me. Cause I'll win, I'm a one of a kind, and I'll bring death to the place you're about to be. Another river of blood running under my feet. Forged in a fire lit long ago. Stand next to me, you'll never stand alone. I'm last to leave, but the first to go. Lord, make me dead before you make me whole. I feed on the fear of the devil inside of the enemy faces in my sight. Aim with a hand, shoot with a mind, kill with a heart like Arctic ice.
I am a soldier and I'm marching on.
I am a soldier and I'm marching on.
I am a warrior, this is my song.
I am a warrior and this is my song. I bask in the glow of the rising war, lay waste to the ground of an enemy shore. Wade through the blood spilled on the floor, and if another one stands, I'll kill some more. Bullet in the breach and a fire in me, like a cigarette thrown to gasoline. If death don't bring you fear, I swear you'll fear these marching feet. Come to the nightmare, come to me. Deep down in the dark where the devil be. In the mall where the jaws and the razor teeth, where the brimstone burns and the angel reaps. Crawl to the gods of across your path, and my silhouette hangs like a body bag. Hope is a moment now long past. The shadow of death is the one I cast. I am a soldier and I'm marching on. I am a warrior and this is my song. My eyes are steel and my gaze is long.
I cannot hear you.
I am a warrior and this is my song.
We're going to cut out their living guts and use them to grease the treads of our tanks. We're going to murder those lousy bastards by the bushel.
Now I live lean and I mean to inflict the grief, and the least of me is still out of your reach. The killing machine's gonna do the deed until the river runs dry and my last breath leaves. Chin in the air with a head held high, I'll stand in the path of the enemy line. Feel no fear, know my pride. For God and country I'll enjoy life. I am a soldier and I'm marching on. I am a warrior and this is my song. My eyes are steel and my gaze is long. I am a warrior and this is my song.
All right, now you sons of bitches, you know how I feel.
I got that ripped jean attitude, probably ain't too good for you. Your mama said to stay away from me, but baby, love is blind. Stop trying to read my